Hello. Welcome to the Suburban Stitcher podcast. I am Diane, and it has been so long since I've taped. This feels very, very different and familiar all at the same time. It has been a whirlwind of a month and a half. I honestly cannot even remember the last time that I taped a show. Hi again, welcome. I am DBB Stitch on Ravelry and Suburban Stitcher on Instagram. I am coming to you from Richmond, Texas, which is a rural-ish city of kind of southwest of Houston. And yeah, I dye yarn full-time and sew bags full-time and parent and wife and do all those things here. And yeah, so that's a little bit about me. Ooh, sorry, that's kind of flashy. Anyway, it's catching the light every once in a while, so I apologize for that. I really just have so much to say and so much that has happened, so much yarn that has come into my life, so many things. So I'm just going to get started, because that's really just the best way to do anything, right? Is just to get started. This is the fly by the seat of my pants version of a podcast. There's no fancy makeup or clothes or anything like that. So I will say that if I feel I do seem a little bit kind of slow, one, I feel like I'm just so tired. Excuse me. Between home schedules and out of town schedules and retreats and the like, I feel like I just cannot catch up on sleep. I also broke my toe 2 days ago. And that seems to be affecting me, if for no other reason than every movement that involves my foot really hurts. So, yeah, and as you know, there's really nothing you can do for it. So the doctor says, yep, it's broken. And that's it. So anyway, let's get to knitting. I have several finished objects that I have finished since the last time I podcasted. So I will show you those. I finished this, what I've just been calling my sample cowl. And that's really all it is. It is a pattern that I made up. And I got quite a few requests to write up this pattern while I was at Zombie Knitpocalypse, because it was just a simple, we used it as a booth sample, and it, got a lot of attention there. So I will definitely write this up and either put it out in an email or a Ravelry or something like that. A little snag of some sort here. I'll have to deal with that in a minute. But it is a just very simple cowl recipe. I don't know that I will wear it very much, probably just because I'll be keeping mine nice for vending, but this has been blocked and everything, so it's super tall. Obviously, you saw that it was really long, 6 different sections, and it just kind of sits like this. Keep your neck nice and warm. So that's it. But yeah, I will write this up. The yarn that I used a little over 20 grams of the gray, which was just kind of a gray mistake, one-of-a-kind skein that I have, as I was testing out some colors. And then each of these sections is made from a mini skein from my Deep South Charm collection. So from this side, starting here, you have Spanish Moss, Bourbon Street Blues, Peach Tea, Haint Blue, Magnolia, and Azaleas. So yeah, so that's that. It will remain as a booth sample, at least for a while, and then I'll get to wear it eventually. So then I finished that. That counts for Stash Dash. I always unofficially play Stash Dash for just personal besting. I don't think entered. I'm almost positive I've never entered in for any sort of yardage for prizes or anything like that. It's just sort of a personal challenge for myself to see how much I can knit during the Stash Dash period. But this did count for that. I finished a shawl that is called, what is this one called? Love in a Mist. And this is by Boo Knits. It is not blocked, as you can see. But this is also out of my hand-dyed yarn. This was the March Hair colorway. So it's kind of pretty pinks and blues with the brown and green speckles. This was the March Yarn and Bag Club of the Month colorway. And as of June, it has been re-released back into the dyeing rotation. So ZK is kind of where it debuted again. And it is one of my favorites. I love it. And I think it was well received at Zombie Knitpocalypse from all of the people there that could see it. So this used less than one skein. I'm really excited to see how it blocks out. I did have, as you'll see right here, it's still hanging there. I have one dropped stitch, which is rather annoying. But I put it on a little marker there. So I was this far away, but really, I mean, that's a lot of rows. I mean, that's like 20 rows or something. But I found this drop stitch, and yes. So I have to go back and fix that somehow and kind of tack that down. But other than that and blocking, it is totally done. I don't know that you'll see it again. If you follow me on Ravelry, then, you know, when I post my finished and blocked pictures, you'll see it there. But I just really love how it worked. Oh, and I did, way back when I was talking about this shawl, I was kind of deciding between the beads that I would use, and I went with the darker pink, and I'm really happy with that choice. Also, I would like to say, as an aside, and I will put some more information later, this may be a podcast that I tape over a period of several days and then cut and slice things here and there as I have time to tape and as I remember all of the pieces of things that I need to say. But I will say, because I'm remembering it now, that Boo Knits, Bev of Boo Knits, has donated a prize for the Around Your Neck cowl, which is happening right now. So be knitting all the things that go around your neck. Shawls, cowls, yes. And that is anything, no matter when you started it, that you wear around your neck, as long as you finish it by the end of the day, midnight, your time zone, August 31st. Or 30th. 30 days has September, April, June, and November. So August 31st. Yes, so this counts towards Stash Dash and Around Your Neck cowl. And this was Around Your Neck cowl as well. Okay, so the next several things that I finished are all socks. And that is because, well, two reasons. One, I have not podcasted since before the end of May. Yeah, since May, which is really ridiculous. So the entire month of June, I did not podcast. Oh, cannot believe it. So let's try to go in order here. I finished my May socks, which were the Knows Your Name colorway. And I have the second one here, right there. So I finished these socks, Knows Your Name colorway by Desert Vista Dye Works. So this was my May entry for her knit along, her year-long knit along. And if you are wondering about the knit along, and how to join in, if it's too late to join in, all of the details, you need to go over to the Desert Vista Dye Works Ravelry group on Ravelry and find the information thread there. Really like this colorway a whole lot. So it's Knows Your Name, kind of inspired by Cheers. So that is the first pair that I finished. The second pair that I finished is Suburban Stitcher yarn in the Rainbow Along colorway. So I had finished one kind of a while back, and then inspired by our ZK Color Wars teams and earning points for my team, I remembered that I had already finished this one, and if I finished the second one, it would earn me double points because of vendor yarn and designer showcase pattern, the Fish Lips Kiss Heel. So I have finished both of these socks, and this is my Rainbow Along colorway. It was exclusive for the Rainbow Along this year, which is an annual knit along that I host. And yes, I don't know if I'll dye this colorway again. I haven't decided yet if it's just going to be the 2017 exclusive colorway or if I will bring it back next year. I might not. I haven't decided yet, but for sure it will not come around again until probably, January in preparation for next year's cow. So that is Rainbow Along. Oh, and that's on my glitter sock, which is a gold stellina base. So there is that. And then the last pair of socks I just finished yesterday on June 30th, just in time to qualify for the June knit along. This is called Convo Me. And my niece picked this pair out, or this yarn out for me to knit with. Convo Me, and again by Desert Vista Dye Works. I finished the second sock. All the details on this, I somehow messed up on this right there. I noticed that when I was weaving in the ends last night. But yeah, overall very happy with how they turned out. Really, really love the soft pastel colors. So that is 3 pairs done, and those are all started and finished this year, which is exciting. I think I will, I'm sure, have enough by the end of the year to participate in the Box of Socks Cal again this year, so that'll be fun. Okay, so other things that it's kind of a hoe-ish, but this will sort of lead us into whips. Which is works in progress if you are new to knitting and knitting lingo. I am knitting, sorry, I'm just going to adjust. My foot starts aching if it's hanging down too much. Okay, so because I just had to, started a pair of socks using this Spun Right Round sock plank that I got sometime last year. It was just staring me in the face and was too pretty. I just had to start it. Oh my gosh, fuzz caught in my lip gloss. That's the extent of the beauty prep that you get today is lip gloss. So anyway, I had this for so long, over a year for sure. I've been staring at it and loving it and just had to start knitting it. So I cast it on sometime in May or June. I'm almost positive. I finished the first sock. I know I posted about it on Instagram, and I cannot remember if y'all have seen any progress of this at all. But I'm making shorty socks. And I will be able to get 4 shorty socks out of this pair, out of this sock blank. So you can see that this is knitting up really fun. Just all the different colors that you can see are super cool. It's like pseudo speckly stripey. And then I'm using the same heel accent, and then I'm also adding in a little stripe right there just for fun. So that even though they're all going to be super different, they're going to look like a pair. And I have, so this is the first one. Oh, and I will tell you that, so the sock blank is spun right round in the graffiti colorway. The accent skein that I'm using is One Twisted Tree in the Girls Night Out colorway, because I just felt like it was the right purpley pink to go with all of this. So, like I said, I finished the first one, and I am almost to the ribbing on the second sock. So, because I am going to be making 4 little shorty socks, you know, I'm obviously, number one, not in any sort of time crunch to finish these, because it's not like I have no hand knit socks to wear. But I really don't have a lot of shorty socks, and that is, I'm liking those more and more. So I would love to at least get the first 2 done. So here's the second one. And as you can tell, totally different colors that showed up in this one. This one had a lot of yellows and browns kind of in this area. Right in here, there was a lot of brown and yellow. And then this one was a lot more bright yellows and pinks. So yeah, I think that's what my favorite thing about this is that they're going to be so different. And they will, I mean, they'll generally look like they go together because of the purple heels. But that's it. So it's totally fun. I did a Fish Lips Kiss heel on these because it's the quickest heel. It doesn't, truth be told, I would probably have to admit that it doesn't fit me the best, but for a quick heel that fits just fine and is just quick and easy that I have memorized and is a no-brainer for me, then that is the heel that I go to. So almost at least one pair, but really almost like a hoe-ish. I think, and I weighed this when I finished this one, and I think I remember that I used about 21 or 22 grams of the sock blank. So I will definitely have enough to get 4 socks out of it. So that is a work in progress. And this is basically like my bedside table knitting. So I don't really bring it out a whole lot because I usually have other things that are much more on a deadline, much more, interested in getting them finished quicker. And so this just sits because it's brainless and there's absolutely no time crunch or time period on this. So it just sits and I knit on it whenever I feel like it and when I can. Okay, next work in progress that is actively being worked on, I will say, is this is called Sprite's Fin. Or Sprite's Fen, I'm not exactly sure. I guess Fen, F-E-N, because Fin would be F-I-N, and it is not F-I-N, it is F-E-N. This is the second shawl from the Curious Handmade Shawl Society, and I will show you the front. The pattern, that doesn't give anything away. That is all in the Ravelry thing. So Sprite's Sprite's Fen. That's what we've determined, right? So it is she uses 3 skeins, but she uses, a little over half of 3 skeins. And when I added it all up, I calculated that she used 210 grams of fingering weight yarn. Well, I didn't have 3 skeins that I wanted to work together with this. They were really too busy, and the beautiful thing about this is the lace detail. So I still wanted something that would show the lace detail, but that would maybe have a little tonal variegation in it, because she did that. So I actually am using 2 skeins of, and I don't have the tag here, but it is, do I have the tag here? I do, right here. Look at that. That's what happens when you don't clean up. This is Northbound Knitting, 100% merino fingering, and it's in the Metallurgy colorway. I purchased these 2 skeins from my LYS called Park Avenue Yarns, and it's been a couple of years ago. But this is her, what I would say, signature colorway, Northbound Knitting. And it's grays with these pretty golden browns all throughout. The 2 skeins that I have, this is the first one that I started with, and it has a lot more brown in it. And the other skein has a little bit less brown. So I will still get the gradient look like she called for here, because she used 3 skeins. Like this is the first one that's darker, then kind of a medium, and then the lightest on the edge. I'm only using 2 skeins, but I will get this generally the same thing, I think, because my first skein has a lot more brown and the second skein has a lot less brown in it. So that's kind of my working theory on this. The other reason I think that I'm going to be just fine using only 2 skeins, she used 210 grams, and I weighed the 2 skeins that I have, and I have 211 to 212 grams of fingering weight yarn, which means that I will be cutting it extremely close, but I should be fine. I also know that typically I knit quite a bit tighter than her patterns call for. So I always have way more yarn left over than is called for in her specifically. So her gauge must be a little bit looser than mine. A little bit looser. So anyway, that is that. Let me show you how it's going so far. So here is the shawl. And I have done about 10%. You know, she has that amazing percentage system, and I have about 10% of the yarn, of the shawl finished. And I'm liking how it's looking so far. I still think you can see the details with the lace. And I think it's going to be beautiful when it's all said and done. Okay, so I think we covered everything on this. Interruptions galore. So Helen has the beautiful percentage system that she uses to keep track of everything on her shawls, and I'm about 10% finished with this one. So I'm really excited that this is a shawl that has that system, so that once I get to the 50% mark, I will have a good idea of kind of where I'm standing. I should be getting almost done with this skein, which is perfect. So that is Sprite's Fen. The last work in progress, I believe, in this pile of craziness is a test knit that I am doing, that I just got back from Zombie Knitpocalypse, and I decided, you know, I want to knit something with my yarn, and I just need something totally new. I'm casting on something totally new. I am using Suburban Stitcher yarn. This is a test knit, and the shawl is called Delphinia, and it was on Instagram, so I feel pretty confident that I can show you. But that is the picture of the shawl all twisted up. I did not print the page that shows it open, but let me show you what I'm using. I am using 2 skeins of Suburban Stitcher single sock. The first is, well, I guess technically this is the first skein. This is single sock in Bourbon Street Blues. So it is purples and greens with kind of specks of brown and various other colors. And I'm also using a new color for me called Salted Caramel, and it is a golden ochre toffee yellow color. And I just think they look really nice together. I pretty much think everything looks nice with this salted caramel color. And because I'm crazy, I guess, when I got back from the show and vending, and I wanted to cast something on with some of my yarn, but I limited myself to skeins that were not doubles. So like I didn't want, if I had 2 skeins of a color, I didn't want to only take one of them and then make it only a single skein. So I limited myself to only the single skeins. I don't know why, but I think in my head it was like, well, if someone wants to make a 2 skein shawl, then they can't if I take one of those. So anyway, so here is the shawl at the start of it. You can see that there is the Bourbon Street Blues. It's like a stockinette section here, and then a eyelet lace section here in the salted caramel. And it basically just repeats this 3 or 4 times, or 4 or 5 times, and then that's the shawl. So it was the perfect amount of not a whole lot of thinking combined with pretty colors. And it'll be a great sample when I get it finished. Has to be finished in the next couple of weeks. So this will be my primary project for the next little while until it's all the way done. I'm knitting it on Signatures size 6, US 6, which is a 4 millimeter. And I believe that the pattern called for a 5, US 5, so 3.75 millimeter. But I really like the gauge of this. This yarn is a little tiny bit thinner, a thin fingering weight, and I just really like my gauge on a 6 for fingering weight yarn in shawls. So I'm going with that, and I figure worst case scenario, I run out of yarn, I know the dyer. And I just keep track of all of my weights and yardages and everything appropriately. But yep, so that is that. Like I said, that has to be finished not too super long from now, so I will be really concentrating on that one. I am carrying this around in my La Bien Aimée exclusive yellow fringe Co field bag, and I absolutely love it. I have been I've just been carrying it around everywhere. Like, it has just been my, if I'm leaving the house, my stuff has been in this, and it's amazing. I absolutely love it. This leather is getting so much softer. It got wet sort of by accident, and since then it's been super great. I mean, you can tell just so much looser and softer. And then I also added a patch to it. My LYS has started a second super cute company called Craft Badge, and I thought I needed the Sock Knitter Love badge because, of course. And then I added, this was in the dollar spot at Target. What? So I got a burger and a ghost eating a sprinkle donut. This one was not in the dollar spot at Target, just this one. This one is from Sucra Miniatures. So, yes. So that is my field bag love. And all of my whips, all of my active whips. I have not put a whole lot of work into my Joji Starting Point shawl recently. I think I finished clue 3. Yes, I finished clue 3 on one of the halves, and then I'm almost done with clue 3 on the second one. And so then I will have clue 4 and clue 5. So I'm doing quite well. I just need to pull it back out again. And it just hasn't been what I've been going to. So, and I'm not going to apologize for that. It is what it is, right? Okay, so I have so much Hello Lovelies. Like, so much. When you're gone for 6 weeks, and between people sending you yarn, people giving you gifts, you buying yarn, I mean, you know, hello. So let's just get started. This is not new yarn, but I pulled this out because I'm pretty sure that this is what I'm going to knit this month for the Desert Vista Dye Works monthly sock for July. It is technically a Christmas color, but it is certainly patriotic looking to me. And it's called Oh Clark. And it's supposed to be like the Clark Griswold, based off the movie cover, which are these colors. But it looks like patriotic with fireworks to me. So there's that, and I will probably be knitting that this month. I purchased, I guess I got those Lane magazines. Did I show this? I can't remember. I don't think I did. I got a skein of this. I ordered it online, and I will say I'm a little disappointed. And it's just because you cannot tell colors totally online. And I'm not going to say where I got it because it doesn't really matter. It's a beautiful skein. It's just not quite the green that I wanted. So I didn't end up using it for what I thought I was going to use it for. But this is Hedgehog Silk Merino lace. So it's 50% silk, 50% merino lace weight yarn. It's about 750 yards-ish. It's called Swamp. And I think I thought it was going to be a little more like scummy green, and this has a lot of jade green in it. Jade and forest, not as much scum. So yeah, it just wasn't quite the green I was looking for a particular project. So it's not going to go into that project, but it'll get stashed away, and someday it'll be perfect for something. So that I purchased. I purchased a skein of yarn from a new to me dyer. It says, I haven't even opened this package. Machete Shop. I don't know how she says it. But Brittany. And this colorway is called Bollywood. That is that. It is a 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon. It is what I'm assuming is the same base as my sock yarn that I love. So I love a 75-25. It's my favorite sock base to use. So I have that. I also, let's see. Yep, I have a skein of Adelaide Cottage that I purchased, and holy moly, this is Diane in a yarn. This is called Reader, I Married Him. It is 80% superwash merino, 20% nylon. This is her toasty sock, and it is a Jane Eyre inspired colorway, which is my favorite book of all time. I mean, hello, look at this. I'm like wearing the color. But yeah, beautiful. I need to hold it back here because it's just perfectly mauve with some browns and some lavenders and a little bit of blue under there. It's just really, really pretty. So that's going to be super fun to come up with the perfect thing to knit. I have Combo Me. That can go in the trash. I have a skein of yarn that, oh my gosh, I coveted this skein and then I finally got it. This is from Lavender Loon. She is a fairly new dyer. This skein is called Offred, which is inspired by the character from A Handmaid's Tale. And it is also a 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon, 463 yards, fingering weight. I absolutely love this colorway. Red for the robe that they wear. This color, I don't know what her inspiration for this portion of this yarn is, but to me it sort of looks like the land that they live in is just sort of that gray with variations of gray and red and blue sort of all in it. I don't know if that's what she intended it to be, but that's where my mind went with it, and it's like the perfect interpretation of Gilead. Like, that's the name of the town. All of a sudden I'm questioning that. Pretty sure. Anyway, if you have not read the book, first of all, read the book. If you have not seen the Hulu series, it is so good. So good. I may or may not, and by that I mean I do, have a skein eventually of Nick headed my way, which is the companion skein to this, and it's gorgeous, perfectly Nick. So I have Offred from Lavender Loon Designs. And a sweet gift from my Cherie, Kirby Warby. She sent me a skein of blue jeans and tie-dyed t-shirts. And this is her striping yarn. I just haven't gotten a Cherie yarn fix in so long, and she's dying again, y'all. So you've got to go out and look at her website, check out her stuff. She's been doing a lot of pre-orders. Check out her Instagram, Kirby Warby Yarns, and you might have to set a reminder or some sort of alert so that when she posts that you know, because her stuff goes super quick and it is amazing. And if you love neons, then she is the person. Neons and self-striping, then she's your girl. So thank you, Cherie. I love it. I also, let's see, oh my gosh, seriously the biggest, most amazing party in my mailbox ever, right? So I have been chatting on and off for a while now with Tracy and Jody of the Grocery Girls. I'm going to their retreat. It's the Ann Butt retreat. But they will be in attendance, and they are helping out, I think. But I will be in attendance at that retreat in November, the Ann Bud Knit for Fun retreat. And I just have had a lovely time getting to know them through texting and chatting and whatnot. And I shopped for them at Mustache Yarn while I was at DFW and sent that along their way because I'm happy to do it. And I work in Stacy's booth at DFW. And so I have easy access to get things and make sure that they got what they want. So I sent that and, just was so thrilled to be able to do that for them. And they sent me just the loveliest stuff in the mail. I cannot even tell you how sweet. Okay, so first I want to show you that they sent along a prize for you guys. And I am saving this for the Around Your Neck cow. But it is a Mrs. Brown's bags, her beautiful signature. I don't want to take it out of here because it's so nicely packaged, but it is a zippered bag with her, knitted swatches that she uses, and then it's also a knitting or just a journal, which also has the knitting swatch cover. Right. So amazing. So Jody, Tracy, Thank you so much. This is amazing. And this will be now a prize for the Around Your Neck Cal. So if you're using a Mrs. Brown's bags, it will now give you extra points for the knit along. And they sent a package for me, which I'm completely, like, I literally started crying. One, because I just wasn't expecting it. And two, I'm like, I could cry now because it was just like, ah! I was just so surprised. It was amazing. But I got it on a day that I needed a happy day. And this arrived and it was so perfect. So I received a bag, and the top of this, oh my gosh, so gorgeous. It's got the canvas bottom in lavender because they know me. Beautiful zipper lined with pink, again, perfect. And the yarn that made this sample is called Alice. Could not be more perfect. So I'm so excited. I finally get to use this. I've been trying to keep it nice and pristine. The one thing that I'm super sad about is that I found out that this yarn dyer is no longer dyeing yarn, which means that I can't get this colorway. It is the Flying Kettle in Down the Rabbit Hole. And if anyone has some of this yarn that would be willing to either sell it to me, destash it to me, or you have some leftovers that you would like to send my way, the Flying Kettle, Down the Rabbit Hole. I would be so super grateful because it's gorgeous and I would just love to have some. So there's that. She also sent me a notebook. So you can see the notebook. A lovely card, which also, of course, is a knitted card. Like, seriously, the detail. Amazing. And they sent me some tea, like 7 or 8 different teas from David's Tea, which I love. That's amazing. Again, I haven't used these. I've been waiting. And some Yarn Ink yarn, which is just Canada. So great. So this colorway is called Fairweather. It's on the tough sock base, 80% superwash merino, 20% nylon, and it is so perfect for me. I love it. With the speckles and the pinks and greens and golds, I love it. Thank you. Thank y'all so much. And I just could not be more excited to hug your necks when I get to see you in November. So excited. So that is Party in My Mailbox. Appropriate to call it that this week. And Party in someone else's mailbox with that giveaway from Mrs. Brown. Jody. Thank y'all. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. So that is kind of it for regular podcast content. And I'm going to go ahead and end this episode here, I believe, because, or at least kind of the main part of this episode, I do want to say a quick note that over the last several days up to now, and the next coming up 4 or 5 days, I have been piling yarn into the shop as much as I can every day. As quickly as I can take pictures and process, I have been doing that. So I do want to show you specifically one super cute thing that is in there right now, and it is super limited because I don't know that this will happen again. But I have the Wild and Free kit, which is a collaboration between myself and Mustache Yarn. So the Wild and Free fabric, Stacy and I saw a couple of years ago, and it's these really beautiful arrows, all different, colors and different little feather ends, and I just love it. I love the golds and peaches and just all of the different details on this. And then she created the most amazing uneven striped yarn. So some are thick, some are thin. It's got a pretty long repeat with kind of the peach and tan backgrounds, and then these golds and blues and cranberries. It's just absolutely stunning. So yeah, if you love mustache yarn, and if you're watching me, then you most assuredly do, and you want to get a very exclusive colorway that will not be offered again, at least for a while, then my shop is the only place to get it right now. It is offered only in kit form, so you'll get one of my mini drawstrings, and this one is a little bit wrinkled because it was the sample in the booth. So it has been sitting in drawstring form, but you will get a drawstring bag and the skein of yarn, and it's in my shop right now for $56 US, which is a fabulous deal. And it's would make a beautiful gift for a knitter in your life. And the other thing that I love about this colorway is it is totally gender neutral. So it could be great for boys or for girls, and would be appropriate either way. So this is the Wild and Free kit that is available in my shop as we speak right now, ready to ship, ready to go, would get out in the mail probably within 24 to 48 hours to you, provided, mail holidays and whatnot that are coming up. So that's that. And then everything else that's going in the shop, there are all of my single ply yarns. So like if you like this single ply base, which is amazing for shawls, all of the leftover single ply sparkle, the lace weight that I have been using for that one Boo Knit shawl, the beautiful light purple, those lace weight skeins are in the shop. And the silky singles. All of that is in the shop, ready to go. And I will be loading in DK, sock, and glitter sock, which are my bases with nylon. Well, the sock bases have nylon. The DK is just an ultra fine merino, 250 yards. Those will be going in the shop within the next few days. My goal is to have them all in there no later than the 4th of July. So that is that. Like I said, I'm going to stop this episode here, and I would just love it if you headed over to the shop. If you didn't come to ZK and you are looking for Suburban Stitcher yarn with no wait and no rush and no cart jacking because it's just there waiting for you, then now is the time to get there. Thank you all so much for just all of your support. And then I am also going to have a episode that will air sometime after this, that is a Zombie Apocalypse recap special episode. So I'll be looking for that as well. And that will have lots and lots and lots of lovely things in that one as well. Lots of enabling. So get ready. Thank y'all so much, and I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.